The military's best boxers battle it out in the ring. 10 weight classes, 4 services, non-stop action. Who will take home the gold? Will it be the Army, Air Force, Navy, or Marines? Hello again, everyone, and welcome to TPC Sports coverage of the 2012 Armed Forces Boxing Championships. And a special hello to all those watching downrange on the Armed Forces Network. I'm Van Stokes, along with a man who's covered boxing all over this planet, Castle Chalice. And Castle, it's great to have you with us again.
Yeah, Van, it is great. It's always great to be with you at ringside, and tonight is no exception. There's going to be some wonderful boxing for all you fans out there watching on the Pentagon Channel and around the world on the Armed Forces Network.
Castle, you're always pleased, always fulfilled. You come alive when you're around the squared circle, the boxing ring. Tell us, what makes this competition so special?
Well, I mean, this is really where the rubber meets the road. You know, say this is boxing at its finest. The Armed Forces Championships, the best boxers from the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and their troops, their fellow servicemen, get to watch them overseas as well as right there on their couches here in the States.
Well, we are ringside here at Page Fieldhouse in Camp Pendleton, California. Our coverage begins with the 152-pound weight class. Let's get to the action, but first, a quick look at the rules in amateur boxing. The bouts are 3-minute rounds with a 1-minute rest period in between. Judges will be using a computerized scoring system. Blows are scored when the white part of the glove strikes the head or the body, the front part of the torso of the boxer between the head and the waistline. Now, 3 out of 5 judges must register a scoring blow within a 1-second window in order for it to count. Fouls may result in cautions, warnings, or even disqualifications, and the referee can stop a bout for injury, a dominant lead, or whenever the referee thinks that safety might be a factor. Scoring has changed a little bit this year. We'll no longer be able to see the running score. The boxer scores will only be shared with the coaches at the end of the first 2 rounds. Now, the final score will be revealed at the end of the bout. It'll be Specialist Sidney Williams of the United States Army coming out to meet his opponent, Lance Corporal Jonathan Steele of the United States Marine Corps. Sidney Williams was the 2009 Armed Forces champion, a young man who's a combat engineer from Lexington, Kentucky. He's got the confidence, he has the experience. His opponent tonight, Lance Corporal Jonathan Steele of the United States Marine Corps. Young in age, only 20 years old, and only 1 year experience in the ring. He's got a big task ahead of him. Williams versus Steele. This one sets itself up again, perhaps as an experience versus youth type bout in the ring. Castle, what goes through your mind when you look at this bout?
Well, I mean, you're right. 5 years of experience for Williams, 1 year for Steele. But what's interesting to note is the strengths of these two boxers. Steele says his strength is his strategy. Williams, his ability to adjust and move. Certainly a thinking man's contest, perhaps a chess match. I'm looking forward to see who checkmates the other in this one.
And Castle, sometimes we talk about experience, but we talk about experience in the ring during competition, but you also get experience in the training room, sparring with your fellow boxers. That might come into play tonight.
Well, there's no question. They say the fights are won in the gym, not in the ring. All that hard work, all the preparation, just like the Armed Forces, servicemen that are out there, they train, they get deployed. The boxers here, they train, and when they step in the ring, they're being deployed as well.
Well, that they do. Well, let's bring the boxers into the arena and we'll head ringside.
Making his way to the red corner, representing the United States Army from Lexington, Kentucky. He's a combat engineer stationed at 979th Reserve Engineer Company in Lexington, Kentucky. Weighing in at 152 pounds, he is the 2009 Armed Forces champion. Let's hear it for Specialist Sidney Williams, Sr. And making his way to the blue corner, representing the United States Marine Corps, stationed at Fort Worth, Texas. He weighed in at 152 pounds. Let's hear it for Lance Corporal Jonathan Steele.
Jonathan Steele, the Steel Man, steps into the ring in the blue jersey representing the United States Marine Corps. His opponent, already in the red corner, Sidney Williams of the United States Army. Vince Carpenter will be our third man in the ring for this bout. It's 152 pounds. A preliminary. Boxers called to the center of the ring to get their last-minute instructions, which are very fleeting. Back to their corner. Timer ready, judges ready. And here we go.
Jonathan Steele, a very confident boxer. Talked to him in the pre-fight interviews. He actually started boxing at 8 years old, Van, thanks to his father. Ended up going to play football, but came back to boxing after an injury, and here he is. And we're all the better off for it.
His opponent, Sidney Williams, 25 years of age. He's 5'9". Been boxing for about a half a dozen years. And already we've traded some scoring blows. Here comes Sidney Williams, a little bit on the attack. To no avail, however, because I do not think they scored any blows on that particular flourish. Williams stationed in Lexington, Kentucky. His hometown, by the way. He's a combat engineer. While Jonathan Steele, stationed in Fort Worth, Texas. His hometown, Dallas. Roundhouse left that time by Jonathan Steele.
Yeah, that was a beautiful left hook, a counterpunch, no less. This is exactly what Steele, Steele said actually, Van, that in the first round he likes to feel out his opponent, wants to see how strong he is. If his opponent wants to bang, he'll box. If his opponent wants to box, he'll apply the pressure. So, so far he's sticking to that game plan, and definitely a feeling out round for Jonathan Steele.
Boxer, brawler, whatever it takes.
That's right. He said he plans to destroy everyone in his weight class. He's only 20 years old. Not bad on the confidence level.
Jonathan Steele showing some patience in the ring, however, against Sidney Williams. Working to cut the ring off. The Army won this competition last year, and the Marines hot on their trail here in the 2012 edition. Now it's Williams working hard to cut the ring off against Jonathan Steele. Backs him into the corner, lands a couple of blows. And right now, Castle, early on here, I should say a couple of minutes gone by, 2.5 minutes gone by here in round number one. It's a pretty close battle.
Absolutely. These boxers are very well matched. They both have a lot of speed and a lot of power, and they're both willing to engage. So, I mean, right now, very close score. Both boxers standing in the center of the ring. I think this excitement's going to really heat up as we move into the second and third rounds, if we make it that far, Van.
We'll see. I think this one could go the distance. I really do. But the action picks up as the bell sounds to end round number one.
You gotta let him sit.
Jonathan Steele, who took the first round, narrowly so, though, by the score of 5-4.
He ain't got no defense against that. He ain't got no gas for you. He's going to run out of gas.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You see head coach Jesse Gardner from the United States Marine Corps ready to talk to his boxer.
You got to walk this guy down. If you let him sit in there, man, he's going to take the lead. Once he takes the lead, he's going to get the, the momentum. Huh?
straight pressure?
Yeah, man, straight punches. You got more gas than he does. You got to be careful, though. Don't go wild on him. You go straight with him. Move side to side. Get the angle, but keep the pressure on him.
I didn't have to
Okay?
take him out. I got him now. Hey, you can see him coming in. You got to catch him coming in. You're waiting too long, tad bit long. When he come in, shoot the right.
You don't see him breathing? You see how he breathing? Because he don't have that gas. Okay, that's why he just try to walk you down so he can just lean on you. Don't let him lean on you. Okay, I don't want to see you in the rope. Okay, you better than this, man. Okay, you got him? All right, let's go.
What do you see there, Castle? Sound advice?
Yeah, you know, I mean, this is something Steele told us earlier. He said Ravello helps mold him, and right there you see Ravello doing a job of molding him. And Steele looks like a good student. He looks like he's willing to listen to his corner, and now he's getting into a little slugging contest in the center of the ring, but he does need to use straight punches, and he does need to move side to side, make himself a harder target to be hit by Williams.
You get the feeling that Williams was told in his corner, you got to come out and take it to this young man. And just now, Sidney Williams puts him over in the corner and lands a couple of blows himself.
And that's exactly what Ravello told him not to find himself, is on the ropes here in round 2. So already the game plan of Steele.
But Castle, there's not a decided difference in this bout right now. On the judges' scorecard, it is pretty even Steven.
It looks like style is out the window, and these two guys are just really looking to slug it out. Try and fit a nice left hand, huh?
Good left hand by Jonathan Steele. He registered there. He's registering again.
Starting to get loud here in the Page Fieldhouse.
Just like that, Jonathan Steele picks up the pace.
Not only that, he picks up a couple of points with a score of 14-8. It was tied going into the second round, or just a point difference, and now...
Oh, and he's landed another one, and that one's going to cause an 8 count. Steele goes to the neutral corner. Spence Carpenter delivers an 8 count to Sidney Williams. He's ready to go. To the head goes Jonathan Steele. To the head again. Back to the head. Another 8 count. 2 successive 8 counts here in this round. And Jonathan Steele right now could put Sidney Williams away if he so chose. There's a shot to the head. Williams missing. Roundhouse, some windmill blows.
This is a real Donnybrook right here in the center of the rings. As the steel may bend, but it does not wilt. Look at the punching capacity of young Sidney Williams, too, doing a good job of staying in this contest.
40 seconds, less than 40 seconds remaining. And the referee's ready to step in, and he does it just like that. Steps in and stops this contest before having to administer a third and final 8 count to Sidney Williams. Jonathan Steele took the advice of his coach, came out, stayed in the center of the ring, and took this bout to Sidney Williams and wins this 152-pound weight class preliminary. He is a happy young man, a great sense of accomplishment, and his coach, Jesse Ravello, also has to feel pretty good about his performance. He flexes his muscles, a slight smile on his coaches, and a quick wink. And he says, good job. We take a look at the action, and you can see Steele coming into the head of Sidney Williams, not once, not twice. He hits him with the right, comes back with the left. Let's go to the ring now if we can. It's a contest that's stopped by the official. After some solid right hands, he says, that's enough. Let's go to the ring for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the bout, with the referee stopping the contest at 2 minutes, 29 seconds of the second round, representing the United States Marine Corps, Lance Corporal Jonathan Steele.
Well, Jonathan, congratulations. That's a job well done. You know, you told us in the pre-fight interviews that you like to take that first round to feel your opponent out. What did you think after that first round was over?
First thing, I just want to thank God for allowing me to be here and do what I do and what I love to do. But at first round, you know, I wanted to box him, but I remember he was talking so much trash in the weigh-ins. I was like, son, you don't want this in your life. So I had to show him. And I bet he won't come talking again, you see what I'm saying? But Friday, when I go against the Navy, I'm gonna show y'all how to box. I'm gonna box him unless he starts mouthing off too, and he's gonna get put real quick, you dig?
You know, after the first round, Coach told you that your opponent looked a little tired in there, and yet all of a sudden you found yourself in the corner at the beginning of the second round, and then something changed. What changed at the beginning of that second round?
He winked at me, and it set me off. If he would have played it cool, I would have just kept boxing. He could have hung in there, but he winked at me. Never make a mistake of that.
Well, there you have it, folks. Don't wink at this young Marine right here. Your winner, Jonathan Steele.
So don't wink and don't blink, because if you do, Jonathan Steele is going to steal your thunder. That's what he did in the 152-pound weight class. He will advance to the championship bout. More of the Armed Forces Boxing Championships coming up right after this timeout. Plenty of great action so far in the 2012 Armed Forces Boxing Championships. Let's move ahead to the next bout. It's a gold medal match in the 152-pound weight class, featuring Lance Corporal Jonathan Steele, representing the United States Marine Corps, and his opponent, Airman Carlos Moore of the United States Navy. Jonathan Steele calls hometown Dallas, Texas. He doesn't like it when you mess with him. He doesn't like it when you weak at him. Let's see what this young man had to say prior to the competition.
Heading into the bouts, I'm pretty much just gonna use that first round to fill them out, and once I know what they're lacking on, I'm gonna pick them apart. To lead Marines, I feel that you have to be physically fit, because a person that is not physically fit, they lack the mental capacity to lead a battalion. So I feel the better in shape you are, the better in shape your mind is, and the better you can lead your Marines. Inside the ring, to be the best at my weight class, period. And outside of the ring, show people that it doesn't matter how late you start in the game, how early you start in the game. Hard work is hard work. I'm gonna prove to them that Marines are the best while I knock out all their brothers in the Navy and the Air Force and Army.
Carlos Moore had a bye, and he advanced directly into the 152-pound weight class championship bout. Now, sometimes that can hurt, and sometimes that can help. Moore from Brooklyn, New York, though, is excited about being here, as we caught up to him prior to the start of the competition.
Making his way to the blue corner. From Brooklyn, New York.
I started boxing about 3 years ago. Always was fighting when I was a younger guy. My uncle was in the boxing.
You mess with me, you end up on the floor. Imagine it's a lot of smack, but you can't talk no more. Why? They ask you questions, but you have no answers. 12 rounds, fool. I'll be your private dancer.
Number one thing is to get in shape. In boxing, it takes a lot of cardio, and get to a gym and get that contact. That's the important thing.
He don't know what to do. Carlos Moore right now. He don't want to fight no more. I knocked him out the mix. Let me lay him flat straight.
I don't know if they was training or if they kept fighting, but I was coming for them. I was ready, and I couldn't wait to get back here, so I'm ready.
Jonathan Steele and Carlos Moore. Now, there's something about the name Steele that just makes you think he's going to come in and just steal one right from you. You looking for a lot of action in this, or how do you see this particular bout, Kessler?
Yeah, Van, this is going to be an action-packed bout, no doubt. You know, you're right. Steele, he comes forward. Both of these boxers, they got a lot of ring smarts, and they use their head. They're thinking men's boxers. On the other hand, Carlos Moore, he's from Brooklyn. Oh, that great borough of boxers, Brooklyn, New York. So he's going to be bringing that Brooklyn pride, I'm sure, I know it well, into the ring with him tonight. Moore, he's an aviation machinist mate. That means he's used to handling Steele. Let's see if he can handle this Jonathan Steele tonight.
A lot of action going on in the ring. Let's go ringside.
And making his way to the red corner, representing the United States Marine Corps from Dallas, Texas. This aircraft specialist is assigned to a reserve unit in Fort Worth, Texas. Weighing in at 152 pounds, let's hear it for Lance Corporal Jonathan Steele. And making his way to the blue corner, representing the United States Navy from Brooklyn, New York. This aviation maintenance mate is stationed at Naval Air Force Base, Norfolk, Virginia. Weighing in at 152 pounds, he's the 2010 Armed Forces champion and César Bronze medalist. Let's hear it for Airman Carlos Moore.
Carlos Moore comes into the ring representing the United States Navy. He'll be boxing out of the blue corner. He's got the blue trunks, navy blue jersey trimmed in gold in the black headgear, and of course the blue gloves. His opponent from Dallas, Texas, Jonathan Steele, the United States Marine Corps. And this crowd is at a fevered pitch right now to get behind their man, Jonathan Steele. You use the term one team, one mission, one fight. If you're a Marine right now and you happen to be in Camp Pendleton, California, this is where it is.
Yeah, Jonathan Steele, you know, this kid is he's quite a pepper pot. He's an exciting boxer to watch. He started boxing at 8 years old, man, and thanks to his father. He got injured, though, while playing football, and he said he's so glad he came back to boxing, which is where his passion really is, and it shows here when he's in the ring. Passion, one of the most important ingredients for success in any endeavor in life, but especially in this sport, the manly art of self-defense.
The sweet science. Pugilistic endeavors.
Yeah, man, these guys really have it all. They train hard for an event like this, and there's so much pride, you know, family, friends, fellow troops around the world, and all the people right here tonight in the field house. I mean, there's just so much energy, and it's just great to be here at ringside for the Pentagon Channel, for the Armed Forces, and all of the troops downrange. Sneaky left hand right there by Moore. Sticks it in there when no one's looking.
Jonathan Steele has quickness, but I also think he packs some power behind his punches, Castle.
Yeah, he does. I mean, it's important to understand where the energy and the power from the punch comes. It's not from the arm, it's from the legs, and you really need to learn that in the early stages of your career, how to throw a punch properly, how to put your weight behind it, shift your hips, and most importantly, turn your shoulder over, turn that punch over so you get that sort of torquing effect. It really makes a difference on impact.
Jonathan Steele up 3-0 right now at the midpoint here in round number 1. He's on the aggressive. He's working hard to cut the ring down against Carlos Moore. Oh, he slips through the jab. Comes back with the left hook. He goes up 4-0 right now.
A nice right hand by Steele right over the top. Scores another point and 2. Pretty impressive work so far here in the first round.
This one may or may not go to distance. It's a little hard to say right now, Castle.
Yeah, I mean, Moore is he's a formidable opponent. As we said earlier, he's from Brooklyn, New York. That comes a lot of pride and reputation to uphold these fine Brooklyn boxers. But this Jonathan Steele from Fort Worth, Texas, not to be reckoned with. He prides himself on his strategy, and it looks like he's got a pretty good strategy here so far.
That he does. 30 seconds remaining in round number 1. This is 152 pounds for the Armed Forces Gold.
You know, Steele looks pretty light on his feet. He's got great reflexes, you could tell. He's throwing some good feints right there and showing some good angles. Angles very important in this sport as well. The sweet science, as you pointed out, Van, it's all about the angles.
He likes that left hand. He likes that hook, and a nice combination right there by Jonathan Steele as round number 1 comes to a close. Jonathan Steele out in front of Carlos Moore by the score of 6-2. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the 2012 Armed Forces Boxing Championships. George Silva, he's got a few words to say to Carlos Moore.
What I'm going to tell you is, keep counter punching, don't back up so much, stay in the pocket, keep slipping, get under, but make sure you come up with something, and you'll be tagging him.
He's talking about the need to counter punch here.
Stay a little closer to him. Okay, you see what he comes
He's
with.
Calm,
just
cool, and collected is his coach,
right.
George Silva.
Okay, I just want you to start to ease your way a little closer to this guy. Get under that stuff. Bam, with that left hook.
Right now, he got no gas. That's why he's so laid back right now. You know, man,
Take a look at Jesse Ravello now talking to Jonathan Steele.
Just don't get wild. Don't get wild, but he got a little power, so don't get wild.
Hands up, we go in.
He's talking about the need to stay under control, Castle. You overextend, you allow yourself to get a little too wild, you can pay for that. Everything has a price in the ring, inside the squared circle.
And I imagine it's important for Carlos Moore not to wink at young Jonathan Steele as well.
It's probably wise for him not to wink and probably wise for him not to blink, as right now Jonathan Steele leads as we enter the second round, 6-2.
Look at the way Steele is just walking his man down, looking for his opportunities, and he's ripping lefts and rights. I love the combination punching, and I love the use of both hands, throwing big punches, trying to end this fight right here in the second round. Jonathan Steele.
And I don't think this is going to go the distance, so I'm going to tell you why. You got Carlos Moore right now. Look how low he keeps his gloves. Steele is going to get there just like that before he can get his gloves up.
You know, it's a very, very salient point, Van, and as you said it, Steele did exactly that. Threw a left hand right over the low guard.
There it is. Down goes Moore.
You called it,
Moore
Van.
drops to the canvas. He's going to take an 8 count. He might have twisted an ankle as he went down. It's kind of hard to tell. But he'll take that 8 count. And he'll get a quick look at by our doctor, Dr. Marilyn Boitano, who's been the ringside physician for many, many years.
Looks like he rolled an ankle there, Van.
Yeah.
May have even be a high ankle sprain, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to continue. He looks in pretty bad shape. Yeah, you can't finish the fight if you're hobbling around, and that's it.
And that's going to be it. This bout is going to be stopped. Jonathan Steele will become the winner. As the referee stopped the contest, it's probably a good thing because Carlos Moore would have needed everything he had, plus some perhaps, in order to stay up with Jonathan Steele, who wins gold now in the 152-pound weight class for the United States Marine Corps. George Silva taking off the headgear from Carlos Moore. And this one was pretty much Jonathan Steele from the get-go. Both boxers giving their congratulatory handshakes and quick hugs, if you will, to the coaches. Silva having a word in his ear, trying to uplift his boxer a little bit, Carlos Moore.
And now, your gold medalist for the 152-pound weight class, representing the United States Marine Corps, Lance Corporal Jonathan Steele. Your silver medalist at 152, Airman Carlos Moore.
Jonathan Steele gets the gold medal draped around his neck, and Carlos Moore from the Navy will take home the silver. Castle Chalice is standing by to talk to our winner.
Let me guess, Jonathan. You caught him winking at you and you did what you had to do. How you feeling?
I feel fine, sir. I wish it would have went longer. I mean, I pray to God that he's good to go, and I can see him next year. He's a really good fighter, and he has some speed. I mean, New York produces really good fighters, and he's one of them. And I want to tip my hat to him. I wish it could have went the whole 3, because that's what I intended, but, you know, God will.
All right, well, thank you for putting on a great show, everyone. Your winner from the Marines, Lance Corporal Jonathan Steele.
Jonathan Steele doing the Marine Corps proud, winning gold here in the 152-pound weight division. He did so with the military values of courage, of honor, of commitment, and also of respect of his opponent, Carlos Moore. Jonathan Steele, our Armed Forces champion. Coming up, we'll have all the action in the super heavyweight weight class, 201+ pounds. We're back ringside here at Page Fieldhouse at Camp Pendleton, California in the 2012 Armed Forces Boxing Championships. Bring on the Thunder, the super heavyweights, 201+ pounds. This championship bout will feature Sergeant DeJesus Gardner of the United States Marine Corps coming out to meet Sergeant Marvin Carey of the United States Army. DeJesus Gardner is stationed at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, but make no mistake about this, he'll have the entire house behind him here at Camp Pendleton. He calls home Chicago, Illinois. We talked to him prior to the start of this championship. Here's what he had to say.
You hit me, then it's fair game. No particular strategy, just go in there and do what I do. I just came back because I love boxing. I don't come home bloody that often, so she's not worried about that. Just look for the man upstairs, that's all. 'Cause this the main event.
His opponent, Marvin Carey of the United States Army. He's stationed at Schofield Barracks in Hawaii, just the other side of the Pacific. He calls home Chicago, Illinois. This is his first bout in the competition, as well as Gardner's. Let's see what Carey has to say about the fight.
I've been wanting this for a while.
Coming through, stunting on your lanes. I'm about to do my thing.
Do you have what it takes to keep on going?
I keep it moving and I'm proving that I ain't gonna stop. These spectators and haters on the shop. Yo, watch me. I'ma do my thing.
You need that discipline in order to be a good soldier. You have to do what it takes every day.
Listen, son, it's there for you to take it. I can't say no more. All you gotta do is step up and be first.
You know, when you're outside the wire, you always have to be alert. You always have to look around and be vigilant of everything going on around you. So when I step in the ring, I'm always knowing what's going on, where the referee is at, where my opponent is, and make it my fight, my pace. If I want to turn it up, then we turn it up. Everything is my strong suit. Complete package.
Gardner and Carey, the two super heavyweights. We have not seen either one in this competition thus far. What are your thoughts on this bout?
Well, Carey's the taller boxer, got a good jab. He's 6'3", but only 2 years of experience. So, military policeman, walks tall, carries a big stick. Let's see if he could use that stick, the jab, effectively against the shorter but big left hooker in DeJesus Gardner. He's a career planner, Van. Let's see if he plans an early exit for the career of Marvin Carey.
Now, Castle, both of these boxers hail from Chicago. Do you think that goes through their minds at all?
Well, you know they say Chicago is the windy city, and if they both bring the wind here to Southern California tonight, we will certainly feel it from ringside and beyond.
Well, they might bring the wind, and then again, they might bring the heat. They are the super heavyweights. Let's get to the action.
Making his way to the red corner, representing the United States Marine Corps, from Chi-Town, Illinois. This career planner is stationed at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, weighing in at over 201 pounds as a super heavyweight. Let's hear it for Sergeant DeJesus Gardner. Now making his way to the blue corner, representing the United States Army. He also is from Chicago, Illinois. He's a military policeman stationed at Schofield Barracks, Hawaii. Weighing in at over 201 pounds as a super heavyweight. Let's hear it for Sergeant Marvin Megatron Carey.
Bring on the Thunder, the super heavyweights, 201 plus pounds. DeJesus Gardner representing the Marine Corps and Marvin Carey out for the Army. Our third man in the ring will be Spencer Carpenter. And depending on how this one goes, he's going to have to make sure he doesn't get in the way of either one of these boxers, because they can bring thunder. DeJesus Gardner, stationed at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, calls home Chicago, Illinois. He's been in the ring for about 10 years, 30 years of age. Meanwhile, his opponent, Marvin Carey, stationed at Schofield Barracks in Hawaii. Also from Chicago, as we talked about earlier. Judges and timers are ready. Here we go. Round number one. Super heavyweight underway. Armed Forces Boxing Championships. Gold medal match. Gardner out in Army black and gold, I might add. The blue gloves on his hands. Meanwhile, that's Carey, I'm sorry, out in Army black and gold. Blue gloves on his hands. Gardner in the red. Backs Carey into a corner.
Something about the look on the face of DeJesus Gardner. Looks a little startled or a little uncomfortable. Maybe he just needs to feel his man out. A little bit of worry, concern on his face right now.
Not exactly graceful in the ring. Two bulls, if you will, trying to gore each other. Two rhinos, two bulldozers, however you want to call it. Big guys.
Big guys indeed. A stiff jab there by Carey. You know, he's definitely got the reach advantage, and again, we say it all the time, it's because it's true. The fundamentals, use that jab. He should be using it all night long here.
Now he could
stick it out.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, he could stick it out. He could stick and move and stick and move.
Spence Carpenter going to take Gardner to the corner to get his chin strap adjusted, it seems, by Dr. Boitano, unless there's a cut, perhaps. I'm not sure why they would be bringing him to the doctor
It's
already.
a medical issue. It's not an equipment issue. Otherwise, the doctor would not be ringside. Dr. Marilyn Boitano, who has served as the ringside physician.
You know, now you got to remember, Dr. Boitano is going to be very careful here. In the ring tonight, in the arena tonight, we have Marine Joel Bolden, who boxed last year, and the fight went on, and he got injured, and he's good now, and he's back with us, thankfully. But Dr. Boitano not going to take any chances with ring injuries tonight.
Well, neither the coaches. Safety is first and foremost, and that's got to be in the upper minds of everybody involved. This a wrestling match breaks out. 3-1 right now in favor of Gardner.
Now it looks like we have a chin strap issue on the part of Marvin Carey. Not sure if it's come loose or if there's a piece hanging down.
Gardner kind of picks up Carey a little bit and drops him down in another part of the ring. My early assessment here in round number one, and there's about 40 seconds remaining here in the first stanza, is that Carey might be a little more of an upright boxer, but Gardner's the man who packs the punch.
Yeah, there's no question. Gardner is looking to land that haymaker and end this one early tonight. Carey would be well served to stay on the outside and box his man to victory if he can.
3-1 right now in favor of DeJesus Gardner. And Carey could box his way to victory on this thing. I mean, it's early on here in round number one. Round number one has less than 15 seconds remaining. So it's early on in this bout, I should say, Castle. But this is where boxing skill comes in. If he can stick and move, work the angles and stay to the outside, he can outpoint DeJesus Gardner. It's 3-2 right now.
DeJesus Gardner got a wife and 4 kids at home, left his team behind, and his unit pulled him back when he was deployed to Afghanistan, but he is glad to be back here now, boxing for his team.
Pick him apart. He's scared. He's trying to survive. Don't let him survive. What's the score? 3-2 for them. Listen, don't let him survive, Megatron. Don't let him survive, son. You give him the only opportunity in the world. Put your hands up and step to this guy, okay? Remember how we talked in the back? We need you, man. We need it. Let you go, man. Fight. Fight this dude. You understand me? Come on. He's ready to go. He's just looking for somewhere to lay down. Let's go. Come on. Go for it. Put your hands up, stay behind the jab, and let's finish this. Let's take it home. Let's go. Come on. Come on. He ready. He ready to lay. He looking for somewhere to lay down. So give him a reason to lay down. Let's go. Put your hands up and step to this kid. Hands up.
Charles left.
Come on. Believe it, baby. Come on. Sit out the thing. This will be great.
He is telling his man Marvin Carey to put his hands up and step to this kid, DeJesus Gardner. Stick it to him. Oh, and that's not exactly what he was talking about. Now he comes back out and gets back a little bit back more his fight plan. Gardner wrestles him into the corner. Spence Carpenter, third man in the ring, breaks him up. Talks to Carey about holding on. And then Gardner's going to be called for pushing and leaning in. Now, if that continues, they could lose a point, whoever commits the foul.
Now, by all accounts, Marvin Carey is just not fighting the smart fight. He's down on the score by a couple, and he's choosing to trade blows with the bigger, heavier-handed DeJesus Gardner when he's completely abandoned any notion of boxing tonight.
If he could move, if he could circle right and circle left, he might be able to make up these 2 points right now, but he trails 5-3, 1 minute gone in round 2.
I mean, I know the Army coach, right now he is thinking, why are you not using your jab? Why are you just throwing one punch at a time, leading with your right hand, instead of boxing this man? And I'm sure we're going to hear something to that end in between the rounds.
Well, Carey has tied it up at 5 apiece here. 1:30 remaining in the second round. Gardner is going to do his best to plain and simply hold on. And the more he can hold on, the more time goes by. And the less Carey can box him. Classic Army-Marine confrontation. In the ring, 2 warriors battling it out for the super heavyweight gold medal here at the Armed Forces Boxing Championships. We're still knotted at 5 apiece, less than a minute to go here in round number 2. And it looked like Carey might have stepped in and scored. There's an uppercut right there by Gardner. Neither blow is registered on the judges' scorecard. Gardner lands a right to the head. It's tied up at 6-6. This has become a Donnybrook. Carey has gone ahead 7-6. They have traded blows like 2 rhinos in the ring.
Yeah, and the score has also changed. The lead has changed hands now twice, and now it's back in the favor of Carey. He's been able to reverse his fortune, but there's still one more round. This is anyone's contest.
That it is, 8-6 right now in favor of Marvin Carey. Final seconds here in round number 2. And there's the bell.
Little blood out of the left nostril of Gardner as well.
When we come back, we'll have more boxing from the Armed Forces Boxing Championships. Welcome back to the 2012 Armed Forces Boxing Championships here at Camp Pendleton, California. Round number 3 coming up in the super heavyweight division. Let's listen to head coach Jesse Ravella as he talks to his man DeJesus Gardner.
You don't hit, it's going straight back. You gotta keep walking him. Keep walking him. And then catch him again.
Take your feet behind you. Hands up. Take your feet behind you, all right?
Come on, you got 3 minutes, man. We gotta pull
this,
it off.
man. Get some combinations, man. You got it, baby. Come on. All right, he gonna come out wild, man. All right? Hands up, man. All you gotta do is straight side. He walk right into it, baby. Walk right into it.
Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop.
Turn the right hand over. Let's go. Turn the right hand over. Come on.
Come on, we gotta have it, baby. We gotta have the last round, okay?
Come on,
you got it. You know you got it. Come on.
Let's see, man. Hands up. No bull crap.
Interestingly enough, he gets guidance from 2 coaches in the ring. Normally, you're just going to get it from 1.
That's right.
That's all you can do is just to hold on and tell you and take what one person tells you. But he got it. A lot coming at him that time as round number 3 set to get underway. Here we go. 8-6 in favor of Marvin Carey to start this round. You heard Jesse Ravella talk at DeJesus Gardner.
Now's that stick and move. He's earning that name, DeJesus Gardner, starting to get in there and trade blows and make this more of a boxing contest.
And he's tied it up 8-8.
Everyone on their feet, you know. This has been an Army-Marine grudge match the entire contest, the entire evening, and now in the final bout of the evening, and the 2 big boys are tied up in the middle of the 3rd round.
Might makes right, and that's what it's about in this particular round. 8-8 is the score as we near the 1-minute mark here in round number 3, the super heavyweight gold medal match. Oh, a nice combo that time by Marvin Carey. He goes up 9-8 on the judges' scorecard. Swinging and missing, DeJesus Gardner. He connects one, though, and ties it up at 9 apiece.
This is really turning out to be something else. I mean, everyone in the stadium just about here in the field house on their feet.
Marvin Carey goes up 10-9. Over against the ropes, Gardner pushes Carey. 1 blow difference right now as we come to the halfway point in round number 3, the deciding round. They're out in the center of the ring. I don't expect them to stay there long.
Carey needs to let his hands go now. He cannot just stand there and wait for Gardner to throw that big overhand right. He needs to use that jab, and he needs to work off of the jab. There's nothing else to say. Right now, he is going to lose this contest if he continues to throw 1 punch at a time.
12-11 right now in favor of Marvin Carey from the Army. Here comes Gardner, piling it on, leaning on Marvin Carey against the rope. He ties his things up at 12 apiece. The crowd fully into it. They exchange blows. Up goes Gardner. He leads by 1. This is a Donnybrook, a seesaw battle. Gardner coming in with all he's got. Carey responds, and it's tied, a baker's dozen apiece.
Then could we actually get our first draw on the scorecards, at least, of this entire competition?
It's possible. Castle, it's possible. 13-13 right now on the computerized scoring system.
A real war of attrition. Each time one guy goes up by 1, the other comes back, ties it, then he himself goes up by 1. Here we are, 30 seconds, it's all tied up.
He who scores the last blow will win.
He who scores last laughs best, a wise man once said.
Gardner drives Carey over into the ropes. A lot of leaning on. There's a hard right.
With 1 second left. Oh my God.
It does. It turns the tide for DeJesus Gardner. He connected with a right.
A photo finish, and if I'm not mistaken, that right there, that one punch with 3 seconds left, may have been the deciding factor to put the Marines over the Army for the first time in over 20 years.
I can't tell you about that team score at this point, but I can tell you this much, Castle Chalice. That was a Donnybrook, a Pier 9 brawl, an absolute delight to the fight fans here at Page Fieldhouse in Camp Pendleton. My man Castle Chalice rips off the headset, engaged in our conversation, and heads down to the ring. A good look right there at our super heavyweight champion, DeJesus Gardner of the Marine Corps. They pump up the music. The crowd is to its feet. They have enjoyed every second of this 2012 Armed Forces Boxing Championship. We look back at this bout and we see Gardner coming in hard. We see Carey trying to retaliate. But Gardner, just a little bit too tough with the left, a little too tough with the right. He gives it everything he's got and then lands a solid right. Comes all the way down towards the end in a 13-13 situation. He misses over the top, and then he comes in and he nails a right. And that is the punch that won this bout. Let's go to the ring now for our official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, your presenter for the gold and silver medals for the final 201+ pound bout is Sergeant Major Cook, Sergeant Major of Camp Pendleton. Give it up. And now, the winner of the 201+ pounds, representing the United States Marine Corps, Sergeant DeJesus Gardner.
Bring on the thunder, and that's exactly what the hometown faithful are doing right here for their Marine, DeJesus Gardner, as he has just won super heavyweight gold by beating Marvin Carey of the Army. He gets the gold medal draped around his neck.
And your silver medalist, representing the United States Army, give it up for Sergeant Marvin Megatron Carey.
Marvin Carey gets the silver medal in a battle of two warriors, two tanks, two armored personnel carrier type boxers in the ring. Castle Chalice is in the ring, and he's going to grab our champion and get a word with him in just a minute. Two guys with the utmost respect, one for the other, that went toe-to-toe for 3 full rounds. Gardner
Everybody,
comes away the champion.
For both of these super heavyweights, what about that for a finishing contest? Mr. Gardner, looks like you were in a little brawl over there. How you feeling?
Like I was in a brawl.
DeJesus, what were your thoughts going into that third and final round? Were you aware how close the score was?
Yeah, I knew I was down. I knew I had to win. I knew I was tired, but I promised this medal to my daughter, so this for Destiny.
Well, there you go, and I think Destiny is a fitting name because apparently the Marines had a date with Destiny tonight. Do you have anything to say to your fellow servicemen downrange right now?
Hey, you all motivate me, keep up the good work. I've been over there once before, so hoorah, Devil Dogs.
Well, on behalf of everyone, the Pentagon Channel and the Armed Forces Network and everyone watching this around the world, I want to personally thank you for giving us perhaps one of the most exciting finishes and one of the most exciting contests in 2 decades. Thank you. You're a winner at Super Heavyweight, Sergeant DeJesus Gardner.
Well, that'll do it. From Page Fieldhouse here at Camp Pendleton, California, and the 2012 Armed Forces Boxing Championships. Again, we want to say thanks for watching to all those downrange who are watching through the Armed Forces Network. This has been a production of TPC Sports, serving those who serve. Remember, for more information, you can log on to PentagonChannel.mil. For Castle Chalice, and our entire TPC broadcast crew, I'm Van Stokes saying so long from Camp Pendleton.